On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Ever matter. And hey, you know what? It got to take Kanye West and
Candace Owens
to sit here and just let niggas know. I think he really it's a deep troll, but it's a deep troll with a deeper message. Where is Black Lives Matter? Have anybody seen him? I mean, did black people all of a sudden stop dying?
Well, I ran across him during the Breonna Taylor situation, 2 years ago, a year ago. And
you said 2 years ago. But I'm saying, where are they? Have you seen them? They like, where's Waldo? Have you seen them? Tell me, have you seen them? Seen them? Because niggas still die. And we haven't saw them not once. Little podcast, you in the shot? You seen them?
No, because they only come around when there's black death at the hands of white people.
If he would have seen what it turned out to be today, he would realize that he was wrong for even saying that.
But where did he say? I never read nothing. I never saw this. All I heard was a rumor that he changed his mind. And I done read that last speech a million times.
So he was the whole entire time he was fighting for social integration. Y'all agree with that, right?
Yes.
No.
But he said he was wrong. He realized he was wrong, and his approach should have been economic integration.
But what document do you have that show that he said he was wrong? Besides,
so I just looked at the speech and that's how I perceived it, because he was talking about how all the property and government and farms and all this other stuff and farm equipment and finances and bills and shit was being passed down to particular people, and black people wasn't getting none of that at the time. That's why he said we're gonna go to DC and get our check. Y'all don't remember those words?
All right, we gotta kind of tie back, get back on track, y'all. Come on.
Sorry. Well, yeah, just really quickly though, I think they were definitely looking at it from a financial standpoint. A lot of people don't know that the March on Washington was actually called the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, right? So they were definitely looking for a financial leg up. Bruiser, you're right about that. As far as him saying, we're going to Washington and getting our check. I do remember that speech. That was actually, I believe, he said it also in the interview, I think, too. But this line about him believing that he integrated his people to a burning house, that was actually third person. I think it was like Harry Belafonte or one of them type of cats said that he said that to them. So we never actually hear Martin Luther King ever say that. But it's just one of those things that it came from a source that we tend to believe. And so, that's why that narrative gets spread around a lot. My bad, Jay. I just want to clear
that was my point, little podcast. You see how we'll start saying stuff and we'll put this man mouth.
What you said, little podcast, I heard the same thing, but what I was researching and when I was understanding on the March of Washington was it was fighting for financial, but it was fighting for equal pay and stuff like that. Equal jobs across the board between black and people. It wasn't about property. It wasn't about resources, and it wasn't about all this land and property they was giving out. But after that speech, if you listen to that speech and you read it, he stated these things. He said you was giving all these things out, you was rationing all these things out, but you were rationing the shit. And he realized, that's generational wealth. When you have property and you own and control land, you can actually make something of yourself. You actually can pass down an inheritance.
Stop it, Bruiser. Most of the land in which that was passed down, and most of these people get sold.
I just had a conversation with Logic. Logic was talking to JB, and they were talking about going to fucking what's the
Wyoming
to go get some land. Come on,
what that got to do with the people that came before you that sold off your grandmother and your grandfather's house as soon as they died?
Now we're gonna move the back pay. We're gonna move the goalpost to the 15, 16, 1700s now.
Pretty much.
Correct. That is correct.
Okay,
that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Then it's that's not only the 1600s. I mean, it's like the 80s as well, because there's a lot of like my people, like the Gullah people in South Carolina, that own a lot of land, and as long as you can prove your ancestral connection, you could claim the land. And a lot of black people did sell their land. However, like the houses and like I think we have this thought process that once you own something, like bam, that's it. Like, no, you still have to be able to pay property taxes. Keep this thing up. There's lots of people that lose what they own because they don't have the finances to keep it up, because the taxes go up, things go up like that. So we can't just act like, oh, Black people was just trying to everybody was just trying to sell off their property. Nope, some people literally could not maintain keeping it. So why would I lose it and forfeit it to the state when I can sell it? So there is a lot of minutia, and we like to look at this like black and white, and it just isn't.
Who fought can't afford to pay their taxes? That's a racial thing.
What did you say?
I said, who fault is it they can't afford to pay their taxes? Is that a racial element, or well, that's why I say in a way that family, well, legacy don't mean shit. Family legacy mean everything. Legacy don't mean shit. Leave them a family legacy, you know what I'm saying, will be rolled over. But I don't know. I don't think I even answered the question.
No. All right, go ahead, Lajay. Bruiser, were you done? I'm sorry. Were you done?
I was done, man. My whole point was that I think the White Lives Matter thing was like sort of like with little podcast. I mean, what Mr. Lego said. You don't know the whole story. Maybe when they come out with the documentary with Candace Owens, maybe we'll know a little bit more information on what the agenda is behind it. But I still personally think that if Black Lives Matter shirts or whatever propaganda didn't come out, there wouldn't be no White Lives Matter.
Gotcha.
So,
Mr. Logic, trivial big picture, the White Lives Matter.
Big picture. Because he's getting more accountability from wearing the White Lives Matter shirt. It has more meaning than ever wearing the Black Lives Matter shirt. Black Lives Matter's been out for a while, and nobody can still tell me what does it mean. Does Black Lives Matter really matters? Or it matters only when a cop kills somebody? Because, hey, if Black Lives Matter was really a true organization that cared about Black lives, then they would have their headquarters based in Chicago. They would have a sub base in Atlanta and New York, if it really mattered. But this is the most any of these t-shirt movements ever matter. And hey, you know what? It got to take Kanye West and
Candace Owens
to sit here and just let niggas know. I think he really it's a deep troll, but it's a deep troll with a deeper message. Where is Black Lives Matter? Have anybody seen them? I mean, did Black people all of a sudden stop dying?
Well, I ran across them during the Breonna Taylor situation. 2 years ago, a year ago, and
you said 2 years ago. But I'm saying, where are they? Have you seen them? They like, where's Waldo? Have you seen them? Tell me, have you seen them? Seen them? Because niggas still die. And we haven't saw them not once. Little podcast, you in the shot? You seen them?
No, because they only come around when there's Black death at the hands of white people.